So much happening, so much to talk about in as far as the FIFA Club World Cup. But before we get to all of that with Shane McGregor later on in the show, let's firstly focus on what's happening right here at home in the beautifully South African game. Hello, Mzansi. I am Cesar Mapena, proud to be in your company as we, of course, have another show of Game On brought to you by Hollywood Bets. Joined to start off the show today by Jerry Skosana. Jerry, good to be in your company. Let's get straight to it. The season 2024-25 is finally over now. We know what's happening first tier, top tier, Kupetwe Premiership. We know what's happening in the Motsepe Foundation. We now know, well, we think what's happening in the ABC Motsepe League as well. 3 sides have been promoted, the Bees, Gomora, and Wanderers, of course.
Midland
Wanderers. Your thoughts on the season where ABC Motsepe League and the 3 promoted side?
Well, thanks, Cesar. There was a lot of controversy that was happening because if you look at the playoffs that took place, first it was earmarked to be taking place in Giant Stadium. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, the stadium doesn't have water supply and stuff. Then they have to move the playoffs to RHV, which is a super stadium, Lucas Moripe. But, if also you've got 9 provinces, APC, Motsepe League, that you need to have champions so that each province has got a team that needs to go and compete and get at least a place with a Motsepe Foundation. So this time there were only 7 teams. 7 teams in terms of provinces. 2 provinces had a problem. So there was still a court ruling that is pending. You know what happened in Eastern Cape, there was no representative. You know what happened in Limpopo, there was no representative. So these playoffs did take place because of what SAFA thought maybe they were doing the right thing because time was not on their side. PSL wanted the teams that they were supposed to go and play with championship. But the way yes, there was controversy in terms of teams getting promoted, as you say, Gomora, the Bees, Midlands Wanderers, but still question mark are there, so we don't know. Yes, teams are promoted, but we don't know what's going to happen if the ruling of the court comes back.
Talk to me, though, about the standard of football we saw at the playoffs.
Good standard.
I thought it was entertaining. I covered the games.
If you look at, when I get to that, as a chairman of one of the teams that competed against Gomora, which is Tembisa Olutanga, I once had the better of them in the league. But when I was watching them play against other provinces, they were a good entity and they played good football and they just wanted to score goals, not to show off. As some of the teams that happen in the APC Motsepe League, it's all about players showboating, not knowing this is a promotion. Professional. You need to get somewhere. You are not in the PSL, where if you win the league, you're just staying there, you're getting money. But to us, you need to get goals, and that's what Gomora did.
Now, you spoke of the top flight, of course, PSL. Let's switch focus. Speaking of PSL, Skukune United making signings, players coming in. And it's interesting now from Skukune United, it looks as though the department they're focusing on is the striking department. Your favorite from last season, Wonderboy Makubu, back from Ilo Nemakesi, and then the experienced Bradley Krobler joins from SuperSport United, of course. Your thoughts on Skukune, the striking department, and who they've brought in the striking department?
Well, they're just trying to bolster their attacking because if you look at Skukune, most of their games that they won, you look at like Mokaula, he was making a big difference in the team. And Mukhaila as well. These 2 guys, with their pacey on the wings. But they were missing one person in front. But now bringing back Wonderboy Makubu from Elon Guma KC and then having a Bradley Krobler who once worked with Eric Tinkler. I think at one stage they did work together. So I think it's going to be a good thing for Skukune this season.
Now, the Chiefs make an important signing here, and this is interesting. This young man did well in Maritzburg under Fatu Davids. Moved to Pirates. He's been to SuperSport United, all of them, 3 very reputable clubs when you consider the generations he's played for. Now we have your Kaizer Chiefs, Still so much potential here. He's been around, but now I'm not alive.
He's got potential.
So what do you think of the signing of Chiefs?
He's a good player. He's a versatile player. Unfortunately, with Pirates, he didn't have that much of what he can offer. But when he went to SuperSport, he did show those glimpses of being a good player. But unfortunately, the teams that he played for, Maritzburg, something happens, he had to move to Pirates. Pirates loaned him to a SuperSport, and after that, he was sold completely to SuperSport. Unfortunately, SuperSport didn't do well, but he was always the outstanding player, honestly speaking. He was always giving it all in the field of play. And I think for me to have him at Kaizer Chiefs, this is the area which they really need him, because they are missing a player of his caliber.
Now, Durban City, of course, promoted to the PSL. A couple of weeks ago, we get the news, good to see Motsepe, they're parting ways with him. Maybe a bit of a heart sore for some of us, because he helped them get promoted, and they did very well in the promotion. But then, Gavin Hunt, over 1,000 games as a coach in the PSL. He makes his return to the top flight, joining Durban City. Your thoughts on Gavin Hunt joining Durban City? And of course, the aim of the game is to survive for Durban City. Is Hunt the right man?
I think Hunt will be the right man. Unfortunately, to Simo Dladla, we know what he has done in his career, and this happens. But he's still like giving a job at Amazulu, because that's where he played his football.
Sure.
So he's going back home, But with what he has done, I think it's a good thing for Simo. Unfortunately, he's going to be working. In fact, fortunately, he's going to be working with somebody that will understand him better, because they did compete against each other, which is Atazwane. So I think for me, yes, for Durban City to have Gavin Hunt, I think it's going to have stability. But let's look and see which players are going to be roped in, because Gavin has got his own players that are roaming around, looking for clubs. So I think a lot of surprises will come at Durban City with the players that we know Gavin is going to be putting them in.
So, interesting news down in the coast, of course, with Durban City making all the right moves, some would say, in the hiring of Gavin Hunt. But like Uchelis Kosana points out, it'll also be interesting to see what players are coming into the club as well. That's our look at what's happening locally. We take a short break, come back, and look at what's happening at the Club World Cup with Shane McGregor on the other side of this.